Rushu.
Riu turi hakuja Shifi.
Wewe Eldoret.
Elbagon.
Mau.
Joro.
Naikuru.
Dhufukia.
Nyahururu.
Olkalau.
Girgil.
Naivasha.
Shamata.
Daragwa.
Karemenu.
Kiawara.
Endarasha.
Nanyuki.
Tugatwekania kinya Timao.
Uratuba mukira wega tawega. Kuhitukira mitabo ya Signate.
Nyodo wa matangatho ma biashara. Ikuona kana itangatho ringi o riothe.
Ona shikaro cia miario.
No waranirie na ithuĩ kũhĩtũkĩra 0775-163-8
kana 0773-163-1
ona kana ũtũcerere gũkũ mũciĩ wa Nanyuki Sogra Plaza 2nd floor.
Captain TV, mwĩhoko wa rũciũ.
Okehinga morango, no kehingora, ohingora gani wendo. Ekagesho kiangado, morango wahingorire, morango niejetereire, na morango.
Captain TV niguo muciore witu mwihoka kwa nyimbo cia kugoca watharu na kiugo kia muoyo kiria gitutongoragia miturire-ini itu.
Kindu giothe kiri mihumu ni kigoce Jehova. Thaburi 150 kamũhari ga 6 uguo niguo kiugo kia Ngai kiugite. Na ithuĩ gũkũ gwa Captain TV mwĩhoko wa rũciũ thĩinĩ wa tabarĩra ya tũkinyũkie kĩroho. Tũkinyũkagia kĩroho niĩ nawe mwĩroreri wakwa wa Captain TV. Tukagoca watheru tukarĩa mbararia rĩtwa rĩake na oho tukaigua kiugo kia Ngai kuma kũrĩ ndungata ngũrani. Tugacoka tugakũrehera mũini wa wiki. Ngehoka ndũgũtigwo na thutha na ndũkuoya ikinya rĩmwe thutha nĩ tũgũkinyũkia tũthiĩ hamwe thĩinĩ wa kĩroho o mũthenya wa kiumia kuma thinacara cia rũcinĩ
kinya thaa thita mĩaraho.
Na rĩkorwo nĩ Ngai etĩkĩra gũtũnyita guoko. Niĩ na DJ Steve
na mwari wa Wanyeki
tũtwarane rũgendo rũrũ.
Ũngĩenda gũtũkinyĩra ũgũthiĩ harĩa ha YouTube kana Facebook Captain TV Kenya.
Nayo namba itũ nĩ 0742727516. Ate DJ namba itũ nĩ 0742727516. Eni ifogo mũgwanja 4-2-7-2-5-1 tucemanagie mathaa macio na tũkehoka atĩ ti-itherũ Ngai nĩagũtũnyita guoko tũtwarane rũgendo rũrũ nĩtũkũgĩa na karĩko. Captain TV mwĩhoko wa rũciũ. Thank you so much our viewer for joining us this evening. Karibu sana, and the program is In Our Youth. Tuko hapa tutajadiliana mambo mawili matatu. Tuli agree mimi na wewe ya kwamba wewe mwanarika ambao uko nyumbani, hakuna siku hata moja nitakuacha nyuma. Lazima tujifunze. We come here to learn, to entertain and to enjoy. And this evening we are here to learn and learn and learn and learn. Na siyuko peke yangu, niko na mgeni siku ya leo. Na kutupata tenda pale Captain TV Kenya, Facebook Captain TV Kenya, YouTube, na nambari yetu ni 0742727516 0742727516. Ukituandikia messages hapo, wewe ambao uko na swali, wewe ambao uko na swala lolote lile ambalo ungetaka kutuuliza, ukipitia kwa 0742727516 tutaipata. Karibu sana kwenye studio zetu Magazini.
Thank you.
We are grateful this evening to have you here.
Thank you for having me, Eunice. Yeah.
Huko ni Captain TV.
Nimeshukuru kwa hapa.
Asante sana pia kwa kusikia mwito wetu siku ya leo.
Asante.
Na tuko hapa tujadiliane mambo mawili matatu. tuelimishe yule ambaye yuko nyumbani. You know, some of us think that when we talk about agribusiness, we think it's a very big name. I don't want to be a farmer, and especially the ladies in the house. Sisi kama mwangalia mwanadada ambaye tuko naye siku ya leo, she's a very beautiful lady.
Thank you.
Very, very beautiful.
Thank you, Eunice.
Yes, na ni mtu wa shamba.
Yes.
Let me phrase it that way. Let me put it that way.
Yes, yes.
She eats, she drinks, she wears, and her life ni kwenye shamba.
Fully sponsored by farming.
Fully sponsored by farming.
Yes.
And yet we are here, young girls.
Yeah.
Siendi shamba. Sitaki kuharibu kucha. That was just a brief introduction of Winnie, and this evening we are going to be talking about agribusiness, and we understand more. What is agribusiness? When you talk about agribusiness, what are we talking about? What do I have to do so that I may join agribusiness? Karibu sana tena kwenye hizi studio zetu.
Asante,
I want you to
Eunice.
tell us, who is Winnie?
Thank you, Eunice. Again, thank you for having me here today. Winnie GATHONI is an agricultural and rural development expert. And more to it, I am a practicing farmer, and I'm a team leader at a company called Mkulima Thabiti. So in a nutshell, that's me.
Kuna kitu nataka kusikia. Winnie alisomea wapi? Winnie alizaliwa wapi? Akagrowia wapi? Lazima tuanze pale. Ndio tukuje tuelewe. Kulienda aje? And you chose that route.
So I was born in Nyeri. I went to school. My first school was Steiner Academy. Went to Temple Road Primary School in Nyeri. Then at a very young age, we moved to Laikipia County. So I've been raised in Laikipia County. I went to Muhotetu Junior Academy. Sijui kama unaijua. Pale Gatudia.
Oh, Gatudia.
Ukienda Rumuruti.
Then
I proceeded to South Tetu Girls High School. I joined Kenyatta University. Then I later pursued my master's still in agriculture. So my first degree was in agriculture, BSc Agricultural Resource Management. Then I went further to do a master's in agricultural and rural development. So kilimo, farming is passion to me. And just to say, nikiwa mtoto mdogo, growing up, nimekuambia tulitoka tukaenda. So being raised in Muhotetu in Laikipia, that says my parents were farmers, partly farmers and partly another career. And I would want to see growth and development in the lives of farmers. So mainly back then in Laikipia watu walikuwa nalima mahindi sana. So mahindi 629, 614, big parcels of land, and you'd expect growth and development in their lives. So come December, those days the seasons were very well planned. So mnalima February, March, April mnapanda, very well sequenced. December, November mnavuna, and the maize was sold. And I waited to see someone who did not have a pair of shoes. Will they now afford a pair of shoes? A family that was not able to take their child to school, are they now able, from the proceeds of farming, able to take their child to school? And that was not the case. So farmers over time really struggled in poverty. And even now the poverty index of farmers is very high. And so in school I purposed to find out why is farming not a profitable enterprise? Why are farmers doing so much and yet getting very little? So that is where my passion and drive to specialize in agriculture was born.
Let me just ask, Faze, when we were young, we were being asked, like, what do you want to become? And most of us said pilots, most of us said Nisankas, most of us said doctors. You mean you always wanted to be a farmer?
Yes, I wanted to be an agricultural expert.
There's a difference between a farmer and an agricultural expert?
Yes, a farmer is... I'm a farmer, yes, and farmers are quite a number. But for you to be an agricultural expert now, you have to go to school and train in agronomy, in water management, in soil science, in pest and disease management. There are various sectors or departments of agriculture, and so I specialized in that. to ensure that I have the knowledge to become a better farmer, and the knowledge to help other farmers gain the technical expertise to produce ultimately. Yes.
Pale kwa posta yetu tuliweka that today we're going to be talking about agribusiness.
Yes.
Maybe you can just expand to us, to our viewer who is at home. Aelewe zaidi. When you're talking about agribusiness, what are we talking about?
So agribusiness is agriculture that is now a business. Kama vile someone has a shop, running a shop in town or a salon business. The same way, farming has different categories. There's subsistence farming, ile tu nalima kidogo yako ya chakula. That is not a business. But now, agribusiness is when you practice that farming with the end in mind of getting a source of income from what you're doing. So that is what agribusiness is. Yes.
Nikianzia agribusiness, I'm a young person out there, and this shows more of a youthful, and so that we may educate these young people more about it. I'm a young person, I want to start the agribusiness. What are the factors that I should consider?
As a young person? So first, before we go to the young people, I've seen a lot of young people moving from the rural areas to the urban areas. You know, they are running away from mainly farming because I want to go and look for better opportunities in the urban centers. But the truth is, the future and wealth is in agriculture. You know, the way Kikuyu say, utogawete irini. So the wealth is in the soil, the wealth is in agriculture. So the youth, number one, look at what you have, look at the resources you have. There's a paradox that is often said of a hidden box. We often leave what we have where we are. You sell everything that you see face value and leave what is underground that was meant to propel you to the next level. So it's the same thing young people are doing. So you leave farming, you leave your land, then go to the urban centers for something very different. Yet then after some few years, you've seen this happening, you then come back to the rural areas. But how many years have you wasted that you could have utilized wisely to grow and build your agricultural business? So for the youth, there are very many opportunities in agriculture. Agriculture as a value chain has many nodes. It has various nodes. So you begin with production. So production ni pale wakulima wanalima. That is the production phase. And in production, there are so many other opportunities for the youth, like input aggregation, farm mechanization, soil testing. A lot of them lie in production. After production, there is, I've mentioned input aggregation, there is processing, there is transportation, there is marketing, there is provision of services. So there are so many opportunities for the youth in agriculture. You just need to identify what is your node. And now in the era of technology and adoption of digital tools, the youth have a lot of things they can do there. Digital marketing, you know, digital training. You've seen a lot of people doing it. Even soil testing, you just need to enroll for a small course, 3 months, and you're able to carry out basic soil testing. That is in soil collection of the samples, and delivering them to the lab. And we are now advocating for farmers to ensure that they test their soil. Because again, if you are farming, you need to know what exactly are you doing. To what soil are you applying whatever inputs that you want to apply. So soil health is a key thing in agriculture. And there are many opportunities for the youth in soil health. So in soil testing, number one, collection of samples, delivering them, interpreting the results for farmers. The average age of a Kenyan farmer is 60 years. Average.
Let me just cut you short. You talked about soil testing. You mean the soil that mchanga tunaipeleka lab?
Yes.
Why? Expand that.
Okay, Eunice. So many times we forget that soil is a living thing. Unajua, we walk on soil, we do a lot of things, and we forget that soil, like as human beings, is a living thing. So soil is a key component of production. It is actually the basis of production. There are many other ways you can produce crops that do not need soil, but the majority of us rely on soil to produce crops and even livestock. So soil is important, and over time our soil has been degraded. Unapata you invest in the right seeds, the right nutrients, but the soil itself lacks the capacity to absorb those nutrients. So soil health, soil has many components. So it has organic matter, it has water, it has air. Okay, so those three make what soil is. If one of them is not performing optimally, then the soil is not able to support production. For example, organic matter. Organic matter ensures that hiyo mchanga iko na vitu zinaitwa microorganisms, improving the microbial activity to ensure roots zina penetrate vizuri, and the microbial activity ensures the nutrients kama nitrogen that you're putting in the soil are broken down well and thus absorbed by the plants. Water is key for plant survival, right? Lakini if your soil is not healthy, now soil health, water comes and does not get absorbed by the plants. That soil has been heavily degraded. So rain comes, it's swept away, and then goes inside the roots, or rather most of it is leached and not well held within the root zone. Okay, air. You find some soils are very overly compacted. Hata ukijaribu kugonga hivi na shovel, that soil does not, you are not able to penetrate. So that tells you hiyo mchanga haina nini? Hewa. And you know we need that air to ensure that every activity that happens in the soil is able to support growth of whatever plant that is intended to. Yes, so when soil health is a key aspect of production, many people say it starts with the right seed, but I say it starts with the right soil, because if you bring the right seed to the wrong soil, then that seed will not grow. Yes.
A person who has just a small land,
Yes.
for instance, maybe a quarter or something, and this person is thinking of agribusiness.
Yes.
Where do I start from?
Wow, a quarter is a big piece of land. I remember we said
Maybe when you're thinking about agribusiness, you're talking about farms, 5 acres, 10 acres,
1,000 acres,
1,000 acres with zinaitangwa nini? Zinaitangwa nini? Hizi vitu tunaekanga
kwa mchanga.
Pana.
Yeah.
Let me remember the name and then I will tell you. Okay, jina imepotea, sorry. Maybe we think that when talking about agribusiness, we're talking about 1,000 acres. This person who can access a quarter, what can I do with that?
Good. A journey of 1,000 steps. Always begin with one step. If you want to go somewhere, you have to begin the journey. A quarter is a big piece of land. It depends on what you have in mind. Agriculture is very bold, very, very broad. So a quarter, you can do a lot of things with a quarter. Where do we begin? You could do poultry production. You could do goat milk, dairy goat production. You could do herbs in a quarter of an acre. You could do intensive horticulture in quarter of an acre. You could do integrated, aquaculture, poultry in quarter of an acre. You can do value addition in quarter of an acre. You don't need to produce. You can just set up a small processing unit in that quarter of an acre and value add a product that is grown within where you are. And that way you are able to still be in the agricultural sector, in the agribusiness field, but not necessarily producing. You see, you can set up so many things on quarter of an acre. And I mentioned that for you to farm, you don't necessarily need soil. So you do hydroponics. I have seen a lot of young people who have delved into poultry farming really struggling with animal feeds. The cost of animal feed is high. So how do you reduce the cost of inputs so that you're able to maximize your profitability? You see, when you say agriculture as a business, so you're moving from the struggle. You want this to be your source of income. So you want it to employ you. From that quarter of an acre, you want to say, I want this amount of money every month from agriculture. Now that is what agribusiness is. That is what making agriculture your source of income is. So you want, let's say, 50, 100, 200,000 from that quarter of an acre. You begin with that. Then you now ask yourself, what form of agricultural enterprise can I venture into to get this amount of income that is very high in crude protein, animal feed, without using soil. Okay, so you set up a small structure. You use hydro, so it's water. Water is the media of growth. Like we said, soil is a media of growth. So in hydroponics, water is not the media of growth for the plants that you will plant there. So hydroponics, you use water and you introduce nutrients, or you apply nutrients to the water that support the growth of fodder crops. And these are highly nutritious, crude protein fodder. So like barley, some farmers will do wheat, and within 7 days, you're able to harvest and feed to your livestock or your poultry. Another 7 days in a very small piece of, not even land, an area. You see, even 10 meters or less than 10 meters, 4 meters is enough because you're building it intensively, a storied one. So many trays in a small building or in a small structure, and you are able to now integrate or complement for the animal feeds. So ukinunua your growers and your chick mash, you are able now to integrate with the fodder grown from the hydroponics. Yes.
When you're talking about soil, let me go back to soil.
Yes.
When you're talking about soil, I have an acre.
Yeah.
Is the soil the same? The soil, I don't know whether I call them the soil nutrients. Some are the rich in the soil. I don't know what to call it.
Yes.
Is it the same kwa hiyo shamba yote, ama utapata kakuota fulani kako hivi kako wiki? Sometimes back then I used to hear our parents say, let me put it in the Kikuyu language.
Sure.
Nahari akiada teriti monoru.
Nima.
Why is it that we get so?
Can I respond in Kikuyu?
Yes,
so nahari akiada teriti monoru, because they could see. So ukirora soil health kana the soil health. Kuri maundu maingi uroraga, there are many symptoms. So ora ndagitari akuragia uraigua atia. So kwe maundu ndagitari agiona none fio nduraigua wega. Your eyes are too red nini. So ona tiri-ini noguo kuri handu ngithii urore tondu ni kuri colors cia tiri iria cikuonagia tiri uyu ni healthy kati healthy kana ni fertile kana ni infertile. So na kuri mithemba mingi ya tiri. Riu ni kuri tiri umwe ukoragwo we wa red volcanic soil. Ni undu wa red volcanic soil is highly acidic tondu hydrogens iria ciehore, hydrogen ions iria ciho ni nyingi, koguo cigatuma tiri ucio ukorwo we acidic, and so that portrays itself in the red color. So aciari aitu niguo maroraga makona they had that indigenous knowledge, ni moe kurora tiri nginya makenjeja na makarora makona horizons cia tiri uri ihana ikona haha miri yakinya haha ndigo penetrate. So makamenya uria magwika. So yes, no urore na maitho na one, and even in 1 acre no ukore kwe sections imwe tiri ti healthy. So ukika soil testing re mundu ni oyaga samples cia tiri na ni hari methods cihuthikaga ugicollect soil samples. Nemwe yacio ni zigzag method.
Now teachers, like I need to know the richness of the soil in my land.
Yeah.
What am I nasijasomea na sitaki kupeleka kwa lab, ni mimi mwenyewe. You know, the self-examination, the doctor tells us you need to do self-examination. How am I going to do it?
I agree, and it's important to do self-examination, but nateri ni hinya to do self-examination because there are things that you cannot see face value. For example, dogemenya the amount of nitrogen in that soil face value, dogemenya the amount of phosphorus, the amount of calcium, zinc, molybdenum, dogishimenya okirora, and these are very important nutrients that support plant growth. Koguo nikio ari wega gutwara lab tiri waku gathimo. Again, dogemenya mirimu iria itiri ni ucio, and you know soil disease is very lethal. Mirimu ire koragwo tiri-ini ni koragwo na ni hinya muno treat. So the area you know the better. Duka over invest kukuria mimera, then over time ona haya kaitiri urari na nematodes, kaitiri urari na fusarium. so ndufati kwi maundu utangimenya so yeah ni wega gutwara tiri ugathimwo niguo nginya ugakorektwo wega ukerwo the right amount of nutrients that you need to apply tariu ihinda riri thirikari ni raheana subsidized fertilizer na ni ukuona arimi aingi muno magithi kuoya fertilizer na makainka a lot of cost kugura fertilizer tariu ihinda ria kuhanda ingi mahuthagira DAP, NPK, phosphorus based fertilizer tondu niyo nutrient iria mumerere katia irari kwaya thaici so murimi ni athini agura fertilizer ahuthira ngiri in 1 acre let's say akuhuthira several bags let's say 2 bags of DAP ni agura haya nekera tiri wake number 1 urare very acidic pH irari iguru haya pH iguru ri no amenya phosphorus ino apply it cannot be absorbed by the plant it is unavailable unavailable in the soil it's unavailable less available even toxic to some extent nutrients aluminium ugishikira tiri ni acidic ikoragwo toxic. So you see how niho number 1 to go agira ginya the youth ginya arimi the in general wagwira how number 1 so in very extreme cases okuona stunted growth so uragiheka kwa nina EUNICE kuraura nagwa kwa gutira it's in the same area because your soil is not well treated or you are applying the wrong nutrients to your soil. So,
but on the other side, being a young person, I think I have money. Kuita Winnie akuje examine soil yangu. You know, I will feel that, hey, this is too much. And remember, we are here to have a solution.
Yes.
How do I cut this?
Good. So, what I tell everyone, and even more so the youth, you better start small, but start right. You better start small, but start right. With the material, it's relatively expensive, and that's why we call upon katwira gathirikari maundu maya mass well testing mafati kunyitirira muno mafati kunyitirira mbeu njithe na subsidies na how ni hodu makoragwo you're called upon na ni kuri extension officers athirikari no moke makwere they are stationed in every ward koguo mu request okay akwere samples ni kuri labs cia thirikari that are subsidized in prices cia guthima tiri so but it takes time to get the results from the government labs how do you know koragwo
that was my next
question. It takes forever to get results from the government labs although I think even the masses are too many aria maratwara samples ko so there are other private companies mekaga soil testing na ni makoragwo na andu ao on ground wa mahorira thimu mokaga na makoya depends the cost is relative to what you want kore basic test share to pH kore basic test share the main nutrients nitrogen phosphorus and potassium kore test igishoranagia mirimo na ke yani test biaga ciongererekeire kuringana na uria urenda so you better start small but start right and again ogodauga it's important to ke imiza youth aige on the contrary kuri medaga muno kukorwo in agribusiness but as you say gakorwo a very expensive venture todo agriculture is expensive you need capital to start so gakora mathi gucaria finances maretio title deeds cia mugunda so we wa miaka let's say 24 23 title nduri nayo so ona tukerageru uria youths magiteithio niguo mahote kuingira full time into agriculture there is need for key support kuma gwe government institutions even in terms of policies matricle down policies to even financial institutions niguo if a youth is purely venturing into farming to assess credit ikoro an easy process maundu ma collaterals at least mabe meherio they can figure out policies iria ciguteithia youths reduce those limiting factors now even soil testing the same the subsidized or the fertilizer is subsidized even soil testing so that we ensure soil health although if we do not tackle that now it will become a big problem in the future. Soil is a living thing. Now for soil to degenerate, kana niguo gena the particle kagegate it takes a long time. It's a precious resource. Kogo tofati kumimenyerera. na ni hau niho hari hago ginya maundu ma conservation agriculture, maundu ma application njega ya nutrients, proper farm mechanization, na maundu macio mothe.
Tukiwa tu hapo, I don't know whether it was made or it was true, and until today, people say so that you know, when you do crop rotation, you're going to heal your soil or something. I don't know how true that is.
It's not a myth. It's scientifically proven that when you rotate your farm, when you rotate various crops on your farm, you heal your soil. Reason being, na duka no didikanaga box twashoraga tweka biology how you should rotate. Rotating mimera ya different families. So okoro tugora hadite bebe in this season, you rotate with another crop. You rotate with the onions in the next seasons. You rotate with canola. You rotate with various crops of different families. To donate either your number one, go in root penetration. Through nona ta bosho. Bosho shitikora washi deep rooted. Kogo nona root zone dena bia the mono. Kogo dena hota go penetrate deep into the soil. So that means on a nutrients you are applying on a radio root zone because that they are attracted to the capillaries, then they go into the plant. So the next season we had a baby. It goes deep. The next season we had a mumeroge. Again, number one is that. Number two, nyodo mirimo. Different species of crops are susceptible kana kwe mirimu area yedete mimera specific varieties. Kogo washejania ukaigatake mirimu yo na pest issue. So ultimately uka improve no ka increase yield yako. Yeah, so it's true crop rotation heals the soil. It's one of the methods that improves soil health.
Thank you so much our viewer. Tumeshukuru kwa kuwa pamoja nasi. Tunataka kuenda break kidogo. We are coming back after a short time.
Urugari umanaga nada. Kuonanga gudi hoye guhoro. Goku Captain TV. Tukufagite wega.
Kila siku ya Alhamisi kuanzia saa 2 hadi saa 3 usiku hapa Captain TV tunakuletea upishi hodari katika Rikore ya Captain. Tunajifunza vidokezo na mbinu za kupika mapishi tofauti na yanayovutia. Tujielimishe kupika chakula bora na kilichosawazika. Tunafahamu na kumtambua mpishi wetu wa siku na baadaye tunashiriki chakula pamoja. Haiwezekani wewe kukosa hili. Endelea kutazama Captain TV.
Ni muthenya wa Thursday, thaigerecio tuko ginya thaa 3. Goku Captain TV. Captain TV, mwihoko wa rucio. Kuma muthenya wa Monday oro ginya Friday.
Woza aye awolande shata awo ne muratu etiria na reu netumureheire tafarira ya
Kumira Express.
Nie jetagwo mzito fa Africa.
Na nie getwo Shira John kairetu kadadi.
Muthenya wa Monday nituri murehagira nyimbo cia kugosha mwathani tukamutwara matuine kahora mugaigwa mukenete na nikio muthenya wa Monday turi witaga Gospel Monday.
Nego kena nakoga roside keroko keorero vivo eroma
muthenya wa Tuesday irikoragwo ari Fresh Tuesday gamurehera maundu maria mareyumiria na nyimbo iria cireyumia.
What do you see me as?
Nitiguwa kwendana rigi gaigwa kuikania no kaundu ekirwo
muthenya wa Wednesday niguo muthenya uria ndirimutwaraga Garden of Eden. Ndirimurehagira turugano twa wendo ngamurehera ndeto cia guthuthira ngoro, nyimbo iria ciritumaga mukaigua mukenete ngoro-ini, na nikio muthenya wa Wednesday turi witaga Wendo Wednesday.
Wanja asali mtoto wa Kiambu. Wendo ni muthaka na dige makakiugo todo nenyede toginya gai wa kogoro
naguo muthenya wa Thursday igakorwo iri TVT tugakinya ikinya rimwe na hau thutha tukarora maria mahanikaga na hau kabere.
Utaganiria nekwo kwa uraniria itimagoro Tomamaro amasio mwetwa najuge ni sorry Tondo niende komenyithĩtie atĩ nĩnderagie ng'a
Friday nayo ndirimururagiria kururia ni amu nirio ndirimurehagĩra live band ngacoka ngongerera cumbe ngamurehera Mugithi Express.
Evata kia matuko
Tabarĩra ĩno ĩrĩgũkinyagira kuma gũkũ gwa Captain TV kwambĩrĩria mũthenya wa Monday nginya mũthenya wa Friday.
Thaa kenda cia mĩaraho nginya thinacara cia hwaĩ-inĩ.
Captain TV mwĩhoko wa rũciũ.
Weko 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 weko
Urerorera Captain TV mwihoko wa rũciũ.
Welcome back, our viewers. Thank you for being together with us. Thank you for your communications. Maswali zenu tunaziona pale kwenye mitandao. Kunikukumbusha tu, it is Captain TV Kenya, YouTube Captain TV Kenya, Facebook Captain TV, at Captain TV Kenya, TikTok na tuko live ama pale kwa 0742727516 0742727516 na kuna watu kadhaa ambao naona kwenye mitambo. Ehika Warila kanasema tuko pamoja. Quinta Modhoi ako ndani. Charles Luanga, mwalimu Charles Luanga anasema from Nyamira County, Kenyerere basement area, well tuned. Asante sana. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Wewe ambao uko na swali lolote ambalo ungezataka kuuliza. Na tuko na mwalimu na daktari. Ni daktari. Ni daktari wa mashamba. Si wa miti shamba.
Wa mashamba.
Wa mashamba. Na wa swell na wa
no mchanga.
Thank you so much, Quinta. Kuna mtu hapa ananiuliza, how can I get an opportunity to work with you?
Nice, that's a good question. There are opportunities to work with me, to work with mkulima dhabiti. Aniambia anataka kwa sekta gani, alafu tuone vile ambavyo tunaweza fanya kazi pamoja. Yes.
Ingia hapa kwa 0742727516. Just inbox that number with that specific message, and then you've been directed the same unataka kuwork kwenye sekta gani. We are going to forward that to Winnie.
Sure.
Tulieta pale kwa crop rotation.
Yes.
Hapo ndo tuliekea koma. Hatukuweka kikomo, tulieka koma. Tume crop rotate. How many times per year ama how many times? Ni leo nimepanda waru. You know, that is the common thing that we plant.
Yeah.
They come from the other region, so that is the common thing that we plant. Leo nimepanda waru. Kesho nipande maybe what? Cabbage. Just an example. Next time nipande waru. Nafaa kurotate ama nafaa kurotate na how many times?
You ideally unafaa rotate after every season, but we are also woke to the fact that our farms kuna wale ambao wako na shamba dogo. So you rotate, your soil will speak. Your soil will speak, you will see. Utaona kama wewe ni mkulima wa viazi, the production is going down. The occurrence of pests and diseases has gone high. So hapo ndio sasa unajua it's about time I rotate my farm. But in an ideal situation, unafaa rotate after every cropping season. So kama umepanda mahindi, wakulima wengi wale Laikipia West, we have only one crop per season. So ukimaliza hii season ya mahindi, ukivuna November, ukivuna October hapo, the resting period of the soil, unafaa rotate with another crop. An ideal crop for rotation, especially kwa wale wakulima ambao wako na big parcels of land, 5 acres and above, canola is a good rotational crop. Not as a main crop, as a rotational crop. But pia itakupea faida, itakupea faida kidogo, but it's a good rotational crop. So pande canola, then you do your maize. If maize is your main crop. Juu pia kwa kilimo kuna ile unaita main crop. Ile mmea ambao umetarget ndio inakupea ile faida ya juu sana. So if your main crop is wheat, if your main crop is barley, if your main crop is maize, then you identify a good rotational crop. And in that scenario, canola becomes a good rotational crop. Wale ambao maybe you're doing 1 acre, 2 acres, half an acre, then you identify a rotational crop. Spring onions are a good rotational crop, or even bulb onions. So una rotate hiyo kama unafanya nyanya. So you do nyanyas, you do onions. Even onions are a good rotational crop. Wale ambao completely you're not able to rotate, then you do integrated farming. Integrated farming with an idea of integrated pest management, integrated soil fertility management. So umeona mtu amepanda viazi, but katikati anapanda spring onions. So spring onions are good in eliminating a pest and even disease.
Maybe you can just be nice to us and enlighten the people in Laikipia.
Yes.
You know, Laikipia, we are divided. We have Laikipia East, we have Laikipia West.
Yes.
We also have the extreme Laikipia North, which uko jua kidogo, si kama upande. Labda you can tell us, let's start with this region, Nanyuki region. What is commonly done in Nanyuki region?
Nanyuki region, Laikipia East. Kwa hivyo Laikipia East has wards of Nanyuki, has Bengigo, has Tigithwi, has Umande. Which other am I forgetting? I think there are those 4. So the upande wa Laikipia East is close to semi-arid. Ukiangalia the wards that are within here, they are close to semi-arid. Tigithwi is dry, Bengigo is dry, Umande is dry, and even Nanyuki itself, apart from a few times tunapata mvua. So what can we do here? Hapa wakulima wanafaa, there are various things they can do, and the youth can also do. So number 1 is growing drought tolerant crops. Okay, early maturing varieties. Mkulima wa Laikipia West akipanda 629, mkulima wa Laikipia East asipande 629. There are very many improved varieties that are drought tolerant of all crops. Wanafaa wapande. They can do nyota beans. Kuna maharagwe inaitwa nyota beans. They can do DK varieties of maize. They can do duma, sungura, ile ambayo within 3 months itakuwa imefika maturing stage. Kwa sababu hapo ndio labda mvua itakuja kufanya nini? Kukatikia. So wanapanda hiyo. Sio kama umeenda Solio na umetembea hapo. So unapata wakulima sana wanainkaa 100% crop failure. Na huu upande tumehimiza mkulima dhabiti, tunafanya kazi huko sana na wakulima. Na tumekuwa tukiwahimiza sana wavune maji. Kwa hivyo utapata wakiwa na household water pans. And with the household water pan, what can you do? You don't have to do maize. Do again, irrigating a small area of maize is not economically viable. Kwa hivyo hapo unafanya herbs. Ukifanya herbs, mkishikana wakulima wengi, again kuna volumes, tradable volumes. Hiyo ndio sana kampuni nyingi ambazo zinanunua high value herbs zinaangalia. So mkishikana wakulima wengi, in that small, unakumbuka Kiingereza about a quarter. Wakulima wengi wanalima on a quarter. But if you aggregate the volumes, zenye mnafanya inakuwa mingi. Even horticulture, mkifanya capsicum, or you do pepper, or you do whatever other horticultural crop you identify, mkishikana, mkiwa wengi, you're able to get to the market. Yes, so that is Laikipia East. Adopt drought-tolerant crop, binary maturing varieties, irrigation, water harvesting, and conservation agriculture.
Tukiwa pale kwa irrigation, some of us have boreholes in their homestead. Do that salty water affect our crops?
Sure, yes. Highly saline water affects crops. However, kuna ile mimea ambayo inapenda kukua kwenye maji ambayo yako na chumvi. Lakini kuna ile mimea ambayo haiwezi kuwa mahali ambapo kuna chumvi. And again, the soil speaks. Ukitaka kujua maji yako kama iko na chumvi sana, utapata ukimwagilia maji unapata a white substance imekuwa hapo juu. Unajua maji yangu iko na chumvi mingi. So it depends to what extent. Kuna ile extent ambayo inapimwa na unaambiwa pana hii maji haiwezi kuza nini mimea. But again remember nimekwambia kuna ile mimea ambayo inapenda maji ambayo iko na chumvi sana. Just like kuna ile mimea inapenda acidic soils na kuna ile mimea haipendi highly acidic soils. Yes.
And now let's move to the west.
And also maji ambayo iko na chumvi sana, and you see we want it for irrigation. And I'm assuming that the mode of irrigation that a farmer has adopted is climate smart. You hauna maji mingi, so that is drip irrigation. Now, if you use highly saline water to irrigate your crops, what happens to your drip lines? They clog because of the salt particles. So over and over you're maintaining your drip lines. So that is another effect of highly saline water.
Somebody who is in the west, what can they consider maybe having in their farm?
In Laikipia West, that is high to mid altitude areas. That's a high potential area. Hiyo ni mahali ambayo mimea in most of the wards, because Laikipia West has Romoruti, has Salama. Hizo mbili they are dry, they are semi-arid. But again, you have Marmanet, you have Iguamiti, and Gebega. Hizo ni mid to high altitude wards. So huko wakulima, they can do a lot. Wanaweza panda avocados huko, they can do fruit farming of various kinds, they can do maize farming, they can do beans farming, potatoes, dairy farming, they can rear sheep. There's a lot they can do. They can integrate a lot of farming there. You see, when you're farming, there are 3 questions unafaa ujiulize. So unafaa ujiulize, swali la kwanza ni who will buy this? For who am I producing? Do you have a ready market? Then for what price will I sell my crop? And then to when am I intending to harvest? Ukijiuliza hizo maswali 3, they guide you on the type of crop that you will plant. Zinakudirect vizuri. Lakini Laikipia West, that is ideal. Na pia labda kuna a youth akona shamba. You know, there's some youth who have inherited big parcels, chunks of land. Na wameziacha. Na wamehama rural areas.
Tumehamia town. Tunataka kukuja huku tulange pizza.
I know, I know. So, mention of pizza, then we'll speak a little on nutrition. But anyway, ameacha big parcels of land. What can you do? Kuna types of farming ambazo si highly labor intensive. So you can do tree farming, and then after 10 to 15 years utaenda uvune hiyo miti. So don't leave your land idle. There's a lot you can do. It's very sad ukitembea unaona shamba imekuwa idle for very long time, and yet on the same platform or on the same measure tunasema mambo ya food insecurity. So there's a lot we can do with our land. Mtu asiache shamba yake hivyo. There's a lot we can do.
Before we touch on the north side, you talked about markets.
Yes.
Sometimes we have challenges. Mimi ni mkulima, ndio huyo nimelima 5 acres za cabbage. Manzina kuja inanunuliwa na 2 bob. How do we go about market?
Oh, thank you, Eunice. There's a story I remember every time the word market comes to mind, or the word market is mentioned. So straight after campus, after graduating, I was keen on what I wanted to do. So nataka kulima. So potato farming, Shangi. The yield was good. Nilikuwa nimelima pale Muthengera. Avona viazi. Didn't have the market. And so that was my first eye-opener, how market is important to agriculture. So what happened thereafter is that when you're doing highly perishable crops, kama waru, kama cabbage, please have the end in mind. In everything you do, farming is a business. Ni kama vile tumesema you open your shop. For who are you opening that? Who is your target market? So even in farming, have the end in mind. Have the end in mind for who are you producing. Then when you do that, you'll not struggle with markets. You'll not struggle as much with finding markets. That is one. For who are you producing? Number two, get into contract farming. There are companies that contract farmers for various crops. So have a contract. So unajua nikivuna hizi viazi zangu napeleka Tigidi Boys. Nikivuna cabbage yangu napeleka Nanyuki Primary or Nanyuki Hospital. So align yourself with a certain market. And contract farming is one of the key enablers to handle the issue of markets. Yes.
Mtu mwenye hapati market, what can be the problem? Because sometimes you hear farmers complain and complain. We've talked about potatoes, and I would want to ask this question to you. I think 2 years ago, we had Kenyans complaining and shouting everywhere. You know, that is Kenyans for you. You know, KFC doesn't use our potatoes.
Yes.
Why? Help us understand in layman's language. Why?
There are very many varieties of potatoes. Very many varieties of potatoes. There's the common potato that we all love called shaggy. There is EUNICE, Marquis, Java, Challenger. There are so many varieties of potatoes. And Arica, there's a variety called Arica that is mainly now used for utilization. You know, kuna chips, unapenda chips sana. Ushaisikia there's a difference in taste of chips.
Yes.
It is the variety of potato. So that is where the main challenge was, that the type of the variety of potatoes that is mainly grown in by our local farmers is not the variety of potatoes that many processors were looking at. Again, unapata pia, when those new varieties are introduced, uptake ya wakulima inakuwa very low. You know, changing someone's mindset inakuwa ngumu sana. If you go to Nyandarua and introduce a new variety, na waambie sasa nataka mkuze Marquis. Kwa sababu Marquis haitaharibika haraka. Marquis unaweza vuna May na still in December hiyo waru haitakuwa imeharibika. The farmers will say, no, the market inataka shangi. But what market? You see? So ideally we should organize ourselves as farmers, and now as youth farmers, hapo ndipo sasa youth farmers wanaingilia. They are able to quickly mobilize themselves and organize themselves and research and know what variety of potato is needed by this particular franchise. What variety of potato does this buyer want, or is this buyer looking for? So na hivyo inakuwa hivyo. In Namibia, ukienda, if you visit Namibia, you will find even the very small potatoes packed. The value add or the pack, there's nothing that goes to waste in terms of potatoes. So everything that is harvested is packed and sold for a different costs. Lakini ukiangalia sisi, our post-harvest losses still start at about 30%, 25%. We waste a lot. Ukiona mtu akivuna waru, rudi huko jioni, utavuna almost a quarter of what the main crop was, because a lot has been left to waste. How are we able to even utilize that which is very minimal? Because we said farming is a business. The profit margin, unaweza uza hiyo, but you sell at a different price. So now we need also to change our consumer mentality. Our consumer mentality also is something as a country tunafaa tuibadilishe. Yeah.
Wait, does it mean with experts like you, we are yet to have those potatoes that we import from Egypt?
we have quite a number of potatoes, even right now in the Kenyan market. There is only a miss between what we are producing, what has been researched on, and the end market, the consumer. If you go to the market today, and you're looking for potatoes, and I often do that nikienda sokoni. So nauliza, mko na Java variety of potatoes, mko na Challenger. The marketers, sasa these are the retailers. Watakwambia hiyo hata hatujui, right? Haya, if you go to the farmers and ask them, unajua Makis? They will say, yes, you know Challenger, yeah, you know this and this variety of potatoes. You will say, yes, but why are you not producing? Soko haitaki. You see, a farmer will tell you, I will quote Makis. A farmer will tell you, najua Makis, ni mzuri sana, it has a longer shelf life, lakini soko haitaki. This same market will tell you they do not know Makis. So we really need to bridge that gap. We need to bridge the gap between the end consumer, the producer, and the marketers, the retailers, the wholesalers, so that we holistically achieve the transformation, especially in the potato sector, because that's where the huge losses are usually found. Yeah, the little shelf life with potatoes. Yes.
You told me you're a farmer?
Yes, I am a farmer.
What do you farm?
A lot of things. A lot of things. Potatoes I mentioned. I do coffee, macadamia, maize seeds, bean seeds, barley, wheat, avocados. Yeah, quite a number of trees, the normal conventional trees. Yes.
I'm surprised. You know why I'm surprised? And especially when you mentioned coffee.
Yes.
No, we relate coffee with old people.
Yes.
How do you feel like I'm a farmer of coffee and this inaitanga nini kitu mnapeangwa the bonuses, you know, the bonus is out and my pocket is full. Does it keep the returns?
Yes, it does give the returns. Every crop, if farmed right, will give you returns. Remember, I said the 3 W's. For who are you producing? For what price are you producing? When will it be ready? If you're able to address the 3 W's as a farmer, then you're in agribusiness, and even as a youth. So, and coffee now is not for the old people anymore. Coffee is a crop that is reimagining itself. I would say like what? It's coming back strongly. Yeah, it's coming back strongly, mainly because with technology now, kitambo, our parents, our grandparents, unalima, but you're not even aware of the market. I remember in a coffee growing zones, the growers were not even consuming coffee. They do not even know who buys this coffee. But right now, in the era of technology and a lot of digital presence, you are able to connect to the end market. So you are able to produce your own coffee and even value add your own coffee and reach the end market. So your coffee can now be sold at a supermarket, and so you're able to achieve maximum profit for that coffee. And this is where I call upon all of us, and most of the youth now. There are a lot of opportunities that lie therein right now. You're not living in a, we say you're not living under the rock. You know, a lot of information has come to you. Be woke, whatever you do on social media should be like 80% information and education. So just wake up and just search, where is coffee being bought, at what price? How are even in the stock exchange, coffee is a main commodity. What is happening there? How are you able to penetrate and reach that end market? Yeah, so it's a profitable crop if grown right. If you're able to achieve the maximum yields, the number of berries should be on the highest side. And so that trickles down to how you manage it. How is your soil? How are you feeding your crop? Pest and disease management. Yes.
How long does avocado, is it avocado take to grow?
Don't worry, it's avocado. The message is home.
How long does it take?
So with the improved varieties, from the 3rd year, and even some from the 3rd year, you're able to harvest. From the 3rd year, 4th year, and you achieve optimization as the years go by. So from the 5th year, 6th year, the number of fruits become more, to even 1,000 fruits or more per tree. Yes.
What advice would you give a young person sitting there watching to this evening, who has been yearning to start a business?
True. As I tell the young farmer, we mentioned Laikipia East and Laikipia West. We left out North. And if you look at Laikipia North right now, there are key wars that are going on there.
Yeah.
And there are wars of livestock. And these wars of livestock trickle down to three things. And the next big wars we'll have are the wars of energy, the wars of water, and the wars of food. Those three, water, energy, and food, the water, energy, food nexus, they go hand in hand. They speak to each other, right? So right now it's too hot. Energy. What has happened? There is no water, and in return there is no vegetation. So what are the pastoralists doing? They are fighting, because each person wants their herd of livestock to feed. How can we stop this? We need to stop these vicious cycles of things that we see over and over. When it rains, water flows down. Ukitoka tu hapa Nanyuki, Quickmart, or as you go down Sport Manams, the amount of water that flows there during the rainfall seasons is immense. Within a very short time, we are now back. The same old story. There's no water, there's no food. We need to really think deeply and implement and actualize water harvesting. Even in the north, rainflood restoration, how do we do that? How are we able to organize our lads such that we do not have to fight over vegetation right now? It's been said over and over about the next big wars. So do we just sit down and wait for the wars to come? Or do we act and ensure that when that time comes, we are ready as a country, we are ready as Africa, we are ready as a people? Because again, the population is growing fast, very fast. We all need food, we all need water. And when you speak about water, a farmer contributes to the quality of water, because our farming methods are what makes water clean or not clean. Our livestock keeping methods are what will enhance soil erosion or protect the soil. Ultimately, the quality of water. So how are we able now to live with this in mind, with this walk thing in mind, that this is coming and we don't need to go back to the old ways? Yes, so Laikipia North, rainflood restoration, feedlotting, keeping stocking the rightful amount of livestock, the livestock capacity, the herding capacity should be kept in check. What do I tell the young person? What do I tell the young person? That agriculture is power. Agriculture is power to your own food security, your own food safety. You've seen a conversation going on about the toxicological, food safety issues and traceability, organic farming, how safe is our food. So agriculture is power to what you eat. Agriculture is power to what you earn. Agriculture is power to the people you are able to create employment for. And agriculture is power to your community. It keeps you grounded to your community, because you relate with people on a daily. You're able to create employment. You're able to sell food. So agriculture is power, and it's no longer the future. We are in the future right now. So agriculture is now, and it's a viable source of income, a viable source of everything good. Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us and for being together with us. I can see Helen and Asema looking forward to this conversation. Thank you so much. Sarah kwenye mitambo anatuambia very brilliant and beautiful Winnie GATHONI. Keep soaring. That is what I'm in yako.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Sarah.
My super mentor, beautiful Winnie, huyu anaitwa Kamila Muhammad. Ako kwenye mitambo.
Msalimie sana.
Jen Wanjiko, well spoken GATHONI. Also they call you GATHONI.
Yeah. You can call me Winnie, you can call me GATHONI.
I can see all of them, putting the GATHONI part of about it. I can see Olemaina anasema great conversation. Thank you so much. Kuna mwingine hapa ananiambia this is amazing. Salimia na Alice. Ananiambia following.
Thank you. Salimia pia.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Naona muda wetu umetupa kisogo kidogo.
Yeah.
Just a random question.
Sure.
What is your best food?
My best food?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. What is my best food? I'm very keen on matters nutrition. Very keen, and I advocate for proper diets and proper nutrition. My favorite food would be what? I would say fish with potatoes and some green vegetables.
Which football team do you support?
That's a good one. Liverpool. If I did not say Liverpool, some people would have murdered me. So Liverpool it is. Oh, but I also support. I love what Manchester United did. Yeah. I love what Manchester United
so you also support Manchester United?
No, I love how they played their last game. I was supporting them that day. But on a daily, I support Liverpool. Yes.
If you're not in agriculture today, what else would you be?
I don't know what I would be doing if not agriculture. I think I would still find myself in agriculture. I would be doing a lot of mental awareness things. I would be doing empowerment programs for women and girls. Yeah, which reminds me we are having a women mental awareness event here in WANYEKI on the 7th of March.
7th of March,
yeah, to commemorate the International Women's Day. So we have put together the Womanhood Circle. A group of women have come together to spearhead matters women mental health awareness. And so this one is dubbed Inner Rise, a journey beyond trauma. Whereas a lot of us are carrying heavy traumas, heavy scars, unhealed wounds. And so you brought in a psychotherapist to come and just take us through that journey. So that night will be a night of healing, will be a night of speaking, will be a night of restoration and ensuring that we are no longer surviving, we are now fully living our purpose. Yes,
you talked of 7th March.
Yes.
I think
and you're invited, Eunice.
I think before then, my Captain TV management has entered that bit. I think before then, we can maybe have we can organize something to host you around and talk about the same. We will check on that. I call upon my management who is here.
Yes.
You can just say hi to 2-3 people. Naona muda wangu umeisha.
There's someone I promised on Facebook that I will say hi to. He's a teacher in WANYEKI, Gachanja. He saw the post and he quickly.
And he also sent me. I almost forgot.
So Peter, thank you for being a key follower. Norinego Media. Yes, I also pass my regards to Mogumo, a young gentleman from Laikipia who supports smallholder farmers. So and many other people who follow, who listen, who cheerlead. I pass my regards to all of them. Yes.
Kuna mtu ananiambia watching you guys akiwa Nakuru Planet. Thank you so much, Paris, for being on air together with us. We appreciate. And thank you so much to all our viewers. We are humbled to have you tonight. Until we meet next time, that is on Sunday morning. That is when I'm going to be back here. May God bless you and do you great. I wish you a super and a great night. My name is EUNICE.
Nĩ mũthia wa wiki twaingĩra mũthenya wa Sunday shifi gũkũ Captain TV tũigaga Ngai mbere maũndũ-inĩ mothe tũkamwambararia kuma thaa 1 ya kĩroko nginya thaa 5 thaa 5 nginya thaa 9 tũkamũkumia gĩgatoreki thaa 9 nginya thaa 1 tũgakũihũrĩra cama wa gatene nĩ thĩinĩ wa Sunday Gospel Captain TV mwĩhoko wa rũciũ Karafisheni ya Captain TV
mwĩhoko wa rũciũ
rĩu tũrĩ hakuja shifi
wewe Eldoret
Elbagon
Mau
Joro
Naikuru,
Thufukia,
Nyahururu,
Olkalau,
Girgil,
Naivasha,
Shamata,
Daragwa,
Karemenu,
Kiawara,
Endarasha,
Nanyuki.
Tugatwekania kinya Timao.
Uratwa mukira wega ta wega kuhitukira mitambo ya Signate.
Nyondo wa matangatho ma biashara ikuo ona kana itangatho ringi o riothe
Ona cikaro cia miario.
no waranirie na ithuĩ kũhĩtũkĩra 0725-163-8
kana 0773-1-1-3
ona kana ũtũcerere gũkũ mũciĩ wa Nanyuki Sogra Plaza 2nd floor.
Captain TV, mwĩhoko wa rũciũ.